and let you see what's on it. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the test. Is this going to be the exact same test? No. Is it going to be a test that's similar? Yes. So you just click on the test. Now, if you'll look on here and you'll see the student view, let me go to the student view.
Take pictures there.
And there's the test right there. What does it give you over here to the right?
The due date.
It gives you the due date, so therefore you don't have to ask that question. I think I've got it set for an hour and a half, but I'll check and make sure. I haven't went over the settings, so just go ahead and click on it. And that's what it looks like. I don't know if it's got how long you got or not. Somebody look and see. I'm looking.
I don't see.
Okay, I'll check on that later. I don't know what the settings are set on. But here's your first question, and you can write them down so you can get an idea of what's going to be on it. Now, I'm not going to go through every single question, but some of these, like this question right here, you've got plugging and chugging. And I'm sorry, but you should be able to knock that out without a problem. I pulled these questions from where? Your homework. So if you suck doing your homework, then you pretty much don't know what's on the test. And there's the domain of that function. Can you tell what the function is? Well, you need to set it equal to what? 0, and decide if you can take the square root of a negative, if you can take the square root of 0, or if you can take the square root of a positive, and that's what your domain is. Find the equation of a line. Okay? Find the equation of the line. I don't know what, it's got to show my work on there, and if you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not a big deal. All I care about is the answer. So you can just put the answer in. That's fine with me. I don't even know if you can, I don't know what, y'all can play with that, and we'll see what it does. I don't know if you type in or if you can, with the tablets now, you can write on the screen, the touch screen, you can actually use a pen. You may, I don't know how that works. Okay, but anyway, find the slope and write the equation, which you use the point slope equation. You plug in 3, you plug in x of 1, y sub 1, solve for y. Okay, so that's number 3. Now, let me go ahead and tell you what happens here. Now, first of all, y'all could be taking the same test, but it's going to regenerate problems and it's going to be in a different order. Okay? So, if you're going to help each other, great. But what are you going to be eating up while you're helping each other?
Time.
What do you eat up on a test when you help each other? You eat up time. So you may be shooting yourself on foot if you're helping somebody. I hate that, but you're not supposed to help. But if you want to help, that's fine. But you may end up shooting yourself in the foot. Okay?
We got an hour to take it, or what?
I think I probably set it an hour and a half, but I'll check on that after class. You'll see it. I mean, that's what I'll probably set it as. If it's not, I'll set it as an hour and a half. 90 minutes. Because that way I take care of anybody that needs extra time, because I'm only supposed to give you 50 minutes. But I just go ahead and give you an hour and a half. Because it's your time, let you take, however you want to. Also, these are pooled questions. I think I've got 25, 25 minus 9 is what? Or 10 is 15. There's 15 mathematical questions on this test. Each of the 15 questions has 5 to 10 to pull from. So your number 1 may not be the same as your number 1. And your number 1 may be close to somebody else's, Mr. Floyd's number 6. All right? So the order, algorithmically generating, and you're pulling different questions. So the chances of you getting the same test are going to be just about 0. Okay, so again, if you want to take the time to look up all this stuff, knock yourself out, but you're going to eat up time. You have an hour and a half to do it, and I think I've got the test set right at 40 minutes. In other words, the questions that I've picked, they take an average time on how long it takes a student to do it. And I think I've picked enough questions for about an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, I'm sorry. Around 40. No, it's not 40 minutes. An hour and 15 minutes. Okay? So you're not going to have much time to do the tutorial for somebody else. And you're not going to have a lot of time to look up this stuff if you have to, which I doubt any of you will have to look it up because it's review. So I don't think it's going to be, Okay, that's slope. Okay, match. Now some of them are matching. Some of them, these are the ones that if you get wrong, you don't what? You don't tell anybody. Okay, because they're pretty simple. What if -5 is attached to the x? Is it a horizontal shift or is it a vertical shift? We went through this. If it's attached to the x, that -5 right there. If it's attached, if it's within the parentheses, is it a horizontal shift or vertical shift? Horizontal. Okay, when is the only time that we do the opposite? Here. -5 means to the what? To the right. So that's a vertical shift of 5 to the right. I mean a horizontal shift. So that would be probably the second one over there because it's opening upward. Because the A in front of the parentheses is positive. So these two are out. Now most of the matching on MyLabs Plus as well as this, on WebAssign, you can take 2 out easily. And the 2 that's opening downward are the ones you would take out. Because you can't justify that because you'd have to have a negative in front of the parenthesis here. Oh my, you got 10 easy questions. And there's the first one. You think you can get that one? Now, a lot of people say, why in the world does Hubert have these questions on a test? Well, I do. Now, when it comes to stupid work, when it comes to stupid things, I don't do them. Okay? When they pass down, you have to give an in-class test. Well, I just give y'all 5 questions of what day is it and that kind of stuff, and then we grade it, and then that's your test. I'm getting a lot of pressure. You know what they're wanting me to do for this class? They're wanting me to put a proctor in your class, in your room right there. And then the proctor has to take it, put it in inter-campus mail, and then they have to send it to me. That's what I have to do. And I'm not doing it. I'm getting fussed at, but I'm not doing it because I don't really want to give an in-class test. That's something somebody came up with a 17% retention rate. And I don't take advice from a teacher that sucks. So I'm not doing it. Which meant this is a directive that brought down from the vice president about 2 years ago. Some teachers do it in a quiz fashion. Some teachers don't even do it. But if I didn't do it, I'd get fussed at. But you're supposed to take things from your handouts and things from the syllabus and put them on a test or a quiz or a homework or something like that. And that's where it comes from. So, which one is it? What?
Green.
I want everybody to say it so the dumb person that don't pay attention to things will at least get this right, okay? So that'd be the Marine Corps. What is my email? The only one that is real. Okay? The only one that is real is C.
Oh, not really.
Why does Hubert not entertain the following topics at the end of the semester? Extra points, bonus points, or dropping more grades? Because Hubert is mean and hurts my feelings. Because I think I'm a loser and I should live in a ditch. Because the Russians have made Hubert a communist. Because Hubert gives us points on every test via these syllabus handout questions.
The last one.
The last. Have you noticed a pattern with the answers? Unless you're a moron, you should be able to get the right one. Yeah. When is the last day of class for this semester?
Judgment Day.
This is the one that somebody came up to me after class and said, "I'm offended." And I said, "What for now?" And they said, "Well, I had a cousin's brother's aunt's sister's stepmother's cousin's aunt that was killed in the towers." I said, "Well, you wasn't offended by December 7th? What's that?" Yeah.
What is that?
She didn't know. She was going to complain about September 11th, but she didn't even know what Pearl Harbor was. So I didn't even. Anyway, the answer there is April 23rd. Now, you're supposed to put this to memory because it's on every single test. You have 3 or 4 tests. That means you've been refreshed every test. That means by the end of the semester, you should not come up to me and ask me what?
When I last day of classes.
Because then I'm going to look at you not only like, I say this to all my classes, not just y'all. Okay? When is the week of exams?
B.
B, as in Bravo.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know, dude. I just show up brain dead. Legalize marijuana, man. I'm a dumbass.
How do I know what my grade is in Hubert's class? I use a calculator. Squirrel. Maybe go to Gradebook and WebAssign. What day is it? Think you can get that? Why? Where do these? Anybody want to take a guess where these questions come from?
You.
The syllabus?
No. Where did the questions, the actual questions, how do I know what my grade is in Hubert's class? Where did I get that question?
Somebody emailed you?
A student or somebody emailed me that question. These are all questions I get at the end of the semester.
Wait.
What are the weights of assignments in Hubert's class? Now, this section A, this was the first test I made, so all of these are in order. The B and C, they're going to be all over the place. They're not going to be all in a row. So, what are the weights of assignments in Hubert's class? Now, be careful here. There's 2 sets of numbers up there.
One goes over.
I think it's the last one
Why do you think it's the last one? Why couldn't it be the first one?
because that one doesn't
It doesn't
have.
have.
Doesn't add up. Exactly. What does WebAssign give me for a grade when I fail to complete the assignment? And what does that incomplete grade do to my final grade? WebAssign will assign a 0 for each grade, and it will decrease my what? Final grade. This is a question I get at the end of the semester. Why did my grade go down?
But you do call us a failure.
I'm sorry, what?
Would call us a failure though, right? If we didn't do
It would cause your final grade to go down, especially on a test, because the test is 20%. If you fail to do a test because you had 5 dead grandmothers and all this stuff, then it would go down at least 5 points because you got 4 what? You got 4 tests. You miss all 4 tests, oh God, you might as well just drop. Okay? But it would give you a 0. When is the best time to check the gradebook? I'm serious. I get these questions. How about A? But after most have what? Been completed, that's the most accurate grade. All right? So after you turn in your final exam, that's when you should check it and say, okay, that's what I made. Now, there's also something that I do for a lot of my classes, especially if I like them, and it's toward the end of the semester. You need to watch for it, and I'll bring it up toward the end of the semester again. But I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you need to watch for it. If something shows up weird on your computer, then run with it. It's kind of like the concept, if I give everybody an extra 10 points on the test, is there going to be somebody that's going to say, Mr. McClure, I think you made a mistake on my test. You gave me an extra 10 points. No. If a teacher does something that's in your favor, what do?
Shut up.
Shut up and you run with it. Okay? Don't call them and say, I saw something on the test in the homework and I don't understand it. Okay? Solve the equation by factoring. If you want to solve it by completing the square, you can do it by completing the square. When it says solve, what are you looking for? The x what? Intercepts. Okay? Write that down so you don't do everything, okay? When it says solve the equation by factoring or completing the square, it's mainly looking for the x-intercepts. Make sure you put them in terms of I if you have that. Now, everybody pay attention right quick. I hope y'all are writing notes down with those computers, because I don't want to get any questions from y'all, and I'm talking to Easley. Nobody's here has got a computer. That's why I don't like laptops in the classroom. But make sure you're writing notes and looking at what we're doing, okay? That's all I'm asking. Find the real solutions. When you see that number real, that means a radical might be involved. Now, what about challenge questions? Anybody that had my 109 or anybody that had my 130 or 109, you know that if you, like this question, let's say that the question comes out the square root of 2 times 2. Well, that's 2.42 or something like that. If you put 2.42, I'm not going to mark it wrong. Now, they may. Now, what happens if you have a question that's marked wrong and you have the right numerical answer? Then you see me after class. We'll look at it and I will give you the benefit of the doubt. 90% of the time, unless I just don't like you, that's not going to happen, most of the time I'll give you the points, okay? But make sure you read the directions as far as rounding, okay? If it says round. But as far as real solution, that means they want radicals. Another one. All solutions, find the real solutions. Now, what's different about number 16?
It's got a 4.
And what do we do there? U what? U is in the letter what? U substitution. Exactly. Get used to U substitution. You're going to see it again. Rationalize the what?
Denominator.
You may get one that says rationalize the numerator. Make sure you read the directions. Okay? Now, I cannot give you credit if you don't read the directions. There's about a third that's rationalize the denominator. There's about a third that's rationalize the numerator. And there's about 2 or 3 that's just the 7th root of x. Okay? So you may get one of those 3. So you need to read the directions on the rationalize. Okay? Use the law of logarithms to combine the expressions. These are your logarithmic questions. Solve the logarithmic equation and difference quotient. I think you got a couple of difference quotients on there.
Wait, that's not 10.
Huh?
No.
Yeah, that's definition of logarithm. So those of you that don't know what that do there, that's the definition of a logarithm. X is equal to a to the y power. Difference quotient. On these next 2 tests, on this test and the next test, you're going to be doing a lot of the difference quotient. So you might as well get used to doing that, because the first part of Unit 2, that's all we're going to be doing. That and the limit. So make sure you know how to do that. And interest problems. And that's so you can plug and chug. Okay? So who has a question on any of this? Any questions?
Nope.
Any concerns? Now, if you take all 3 of the tests, then WebAssign, the Gradebook and WebAssign will take the highest. Okay? If you have 2 that you made a 79, and an 82, it's going to take the 82. If it's 79, 79, and 76, it's going to take the 79. Please do not go past the due date. Is there anybody that foresees a problem taking the test? See me after class. I do not like to extend. I don't see why if you have a week to take it. Okay, does anybody have a question? All right, now I do want to talk about what we're going to go over next. What day is today?
Tuesday.
Thursday. Something else I need to tell y'all about too. because it does affect you. And I have to give y'all a project because I have to jump through these hoops for these people. Because I will not put a substitute in my class. I need y'all to write down the following dates, and I will send y'all an email for those DAs that don't know how to write down dates. I need you to write down, somebody look on your calendar, next week, I think, what's the 14th?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's 14th to the 17th. I'll be in Atlanta. Okay, so I don't think we will meet. What day is that? Thursday the what? 15th?
15th.
Okay, I'm going to verify that, but I just want y'all to I'll send an email out. And also March, somebody look at March for me. The week of the 14th. When is 14th on? I think it's 14th.
14th is a Wednesday.
Maybe it was 15th. 15th through, when is that, Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday, 17th.
Okay.
Sunday, 18th.
17th or 18th. Something like that. I'll be in D.C. Okay, so I need you to write that down because I think it affects y'all and it affects this afternoon or this morning's class. I should have told them. But I will send y'all an email confirming what we will do that week, those weeks, okay? Because I'm going to have to, okay, that's another thing. Hold on a second. I'm about finished anyway. I'm going to shut the recorder off because I need to tell y'all something and I don't want it on YouTube because these bureaucrats. If I can ever get there. Oh, Lord. There we go.